Hello, my name is Ponysift and welcome back to Graveyard Keeper. I've enjoying the game, so I decided why not just keep it up as a little extra thing. Won't hurt nothing, I don't think, and who knows, people might enjoy it, and that'd be good. For warning, I have started again due to a little oopsie on my part, accidentally pressing the wrong button. So we have started new. I have just literally gone and gotten us through the little tutorial bit. So now we are free to actually Graveyard Keeper as good. Yeah, place for logs, place for stones. Yep. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head over and start pulling apart stuff at the graveyard, and also repairing stuff at the graveyard a little bit. So I'll probably save the repairing until after I've pulled up all these bushes, because they are, I think, a little bit less stamina consuming than the than doing the actual stones. I'm not certain about that. It could be wrong, but that's my opinion. It's a little bit easier on the stamina. Now, I have been watching the game play and playing the game. There's a couple things I've learned that I did wrong, both in my own personal game and also a little bit in the start of that first one, although really for the start of the one that we were doing on the channel already. To be fair, it's kind of hard to actually do that one correctly, because it's just so early on you don't have to tech for it. And that is, we do have to remove some things from the bodies. We can't just dump them in the ground. I mean, we can dump them in the ground, but it massively affects our quality. It goes down a lot. Well, it has the potential to go down a lot than if we actually did the time to do it properly. So we're gonna try to do it properly. Just for the sake of it, we'll get started on repairing the wood fence here. 5 energy. We might have enough. Maybe? Nope, not enough. Almost nighttime anyway. And the thing that I've learned is that things like blood and the fat on the bodies, they constitute towards negatives. So effectively, if we remove those, then the corpse is better and gives a better quality grave, which is good. That means we have to use less materials in order to get a better quality grave. So I'm all for doing that. In fact, technology-wise, we need 10 and 10. Oh, we're one off from being able to start immediately removing that. Something I learned, and something actually I think will come in handy. The fact that we'll be able to make better quality graves immediately, and not have to make more graves in order to fix the actual quality of the graveyard. That's 5 energy. We'll knock that out. Then we'll probably go just dig up something, and then it's positive, which is actually more than just the positive amount due to negatives and all that. Like, actually, this grave might be a perfect example. See, this one is actually not a very good corpse to be put in the ground. It'd actually be better if we were to throw this corpse totally not in the river. Because this one, like, taking out the blood will turn this one's skull white, which will bring this down, which basically means it's a better quality grave. Take out the fat will do the same. And there might be something else you can do, maybe in the full game, that you can make it go down again. So ideally, like, I would like to be able to pull that one out actually, but you can't. So we're just going to fix it up. Don't have the money to be able to pull it out of the ground just yet. I mean, this one actually would be a very good grave, because it's with the blood and the fat removed. It would be basically exactly right for a good grave. Unfortunately, we don't have that yet. we go. Let's quickly, before I spend it on anything else, get the saw spares. Because that will enable me to, you know, start making better graves immediately. Or enough to, ooh, that's 2. I want to use 1 here. And then see if we can't use, probably fix up that grave as well. Yeah, these aren't the best bodies, to be honest. To be in these graves, they're really not the best bodies to have. And we're out of everything, except for, you know, we got the flesh on us. And that's totally not incriminating evidence that the Inquisition could use against us. No, never. Never. And never catch us with, you know, human flesh on our person. No, no. It would never happen. Let's break down this rock. Start off with that. Then we can dump it into the stockpile. Actually, no, that's small stone, so it'll just fit into the inventory. Take down the tree. Get the log from that. And just start clearing out the yard a little bit. That way, when we get things, we can just put them in here in the yard and get started working on stuff immediately, rather than having to wait for space and all that. Hopefully, Communist Donkey doesn't show up very soon, because then we'll be out of things. So oh yeah, we need the saw technology. Building saw, there it is. Got basically just enough. And the saw is, oh, we got plenty enough for it. Let's place it there. Yeah, I haven't seen this yet. I made complex iron parts. Nah, that's probably gonna be a bit. Oh, really, Communist Donkey? Really, I have no energy. Well, I'm gonna have to sleep. It's that simple. Because I need energy to get the blood out of the corpse, get the fat out of the corpse, dig the grave and all that. So yeah. Not the best timing. Plus, depending on the corpse, it may not be a very good corpse in total. Plus, it's probably rotted a bit. Actually, it's at 93%. Hasn't lost the skull yet. Nope. Keep the corpse. I think it could be salvageable. Yeah, this would be actually a fairly not too bad corpse. Take the blood out with magic hand-waving gestures. Yeah, and there we go. So now this corpse may actually, well, it won't give a negative to the graveyard. It may actually give a small positive, because we removed all the problems with it, such as the blood. Here we go, and dig up the grave. And it broke. Oh, really? Okay, I'm just gonna finish this off. -2, enter the corpse, +2. And there we go. It's a 0 grave. And we're already at -8. Much quicker than last time around. So a gravestone there will fix that. That will bring it positive. And then we gotta start working towards getting more repair kits in order to bring these ones up. And then once we actually have the money, we can start pulling those bodies out. Because they are not very good graves. And potentially fixing the problems with the bodies. It's a potential. Here we go, we got the sawhorse. So that's sawhorse done. Oh yeah, we need to fix the shovel because it's much faster and less energy intrusive to use the shovel. Now, does it go down by 5s? Okay, so the sword takes 10, but the tools take 5. That's a good thing to notice. Now we need filch at some point, so let's go and get some filch made. And we're also going to need other things around. Plus, this will get us more work, you know, little points. Another thing I've learned through playing is that we don't need the filch and all that in our inventory. No, we'll keep that. As long as it's in a chest within this area, the stations can pull from it. Is quite nice. And saves a little bit of hassle with the inventory management a little bit. And we're about to meet a mysterious guest in the basement. Hello, mysterious guest in the basement. Damn gate. I'll come here every night if I have to, but I'll get through eventually. You will at some point. At some point, and we may be able to help with that. Shifty eyes. Looks like I can remove this blockage and fortify the arch. But that's a little ways down the line. We gotta work up to that. There you go, we got some nails. That's a nice find, and not enough energy. But luckily, it's just about to go to nighttime, which is the perfect time to run out of energy. Let's store the flesh and the blood in this chest. And we'll store the nails and the simple iron parts out here. In fact, we got enough simple iron parts to make something in the future. Really, Communist Donkey? Really? You have a knack for arriving at precisely the wrong time. Like, seriously. We have no energy. Why do you keep delivering at the middle of the night? Why do you do this? Why you do this? Well, let's go and take a look at what the donkey brought in. 93% again, so again, not the worst. Then again, could be better. Actually, this is, again, not a terrible corpse to be working with. It's not some of the ones that we have in the graveyard right now, which are pulling down this quality. In which I may have to actually pay in order to get a right to exhume the corpse, or rather a permit to exhume, and then pull everything off, and then pull out the bad corpses, and either see if I can't fix them or lose them in administrative paperwork to the sea. Yes, the sea may steal some corpses, but that's not a bad possibility. It may happen. We may be forced to throw things into the river, particularly some of those corpses, because they, truth be told, are not very good. Let's go. We can make one gravestone, which will bring up our graveyard quality a little bit. We've already burned through a lot of stamina already. It's not the best. However, we can make some food things because I have figured out how through watching, admittedly. Let's bring you up, that way it's a little bit better. Oh yeah, because or I could, oh, I need a exhibition permission. Yeah, church, you mind? Oh, there's nothing here. Oh, I have to open up the church first. Right, so I'll just improve one of these graves, because these are really nice graves. There we go. It will have roughly the same effect as if I put it there. Let's, oh look, it's a skull. It's an Inquisitor, After Witch Hill. And now I have to, go talk to the Inquisitor. Not quite completely out of the tutorial railroad section, but fairly close. Let's go and Talk to Mr. Want to Burn the World. Or rather, everybody in the world. Everything is ready, monsieur. Good. Were there any problems? No, monsieur, except there's a strange fellow snooping around. Hi. Yeah, I'm down here. Oh, there he is. Halt. Guys, come down. I live here at the graveyard. Guys, why is the cultist for certain, monsieur? Tell me you're the graveyard keeper. I work as the keeper of the graveyard. You can ask any of the villagers about me. And you're definitely a new one. I feel that you're telling the truth. Will you join me at the witch burning ceremony? See, I've seen what happens if I accept. No, communist donkey! Not now! Please, not now. Why? Why do you do this to me? Why? Can you not see a comrade in peril? Turn around, please. Go the other way. Go. Shoot. No, no. Right, so we're gonna have a rotting corpse to deal with after this. But as I was saying, I have not seen what happens if you refuse. This Megan is killed. I've ever reached some so move it. Oh. It was one of those offers that isn't really an offer. Yes, communist donkey, I saw you going down the road. Let's try dodging. Oh, it just happened. There's nothing special to say. He didn't like that. Here I am, the Great Inquisitor. I predicted one true faith in mankind's self. We're having a tough time in the town. The ship of the dead is already overloaded, and there's a new one stuck in the shipyard. Your graveyard is opening at a suspiciously auspicious time. The dark clouds rise, you can feel it, Roach's anger relies within the soul. Haven't revealed a witch for a long time, and now we're lighting up the second one this year. And it's only the beginning. Burn the witch. Burn the witch. Light the fire. Yes, Monsieur. Long live the Great Inquisitor. Hurrah. Hurrah, hurrah. So you work with a lot of dead buddies, huh? Yes, I think it's part of my job. You live right beside this hill, near the graveyard, is that right? Yes. Interesting, interesting. You know, I need someone, friend here at the village. My friend is a friend of the Holy Inquisition. They're different from us down citizens, you can't trust them. You're new here, you might notice something unusual. I'm going to try, going against the Inquisition again. This may have horrible lasting consequences, but for science. I say, well, it's up to you. I just hope you don't become my enemy. You may leave now. Live now. You may live now. Return to your duties. That's not ominous at all. Not ominous in the slightest. You may live now. Please return to your duties. Why do I get the feeling that I just gotten the bad side of the Inquisitor? I feel like I made a terrible mistake now. Oh well. For science. Yes, now we have to deal with you. Let's find out who you are. How you're doing. Okay, not a bad corpse. Only have to extract the blood. Which I think that's something they probably would do with a real corpse. They probably wouldn't leave the blood in the corpse. It may... I don't know. I don't deal with corpses. That's not my job. But that could very well be something that an actual, you know, mortician would do, is remove the blood and the fat from the corpse. There we go. And dump him into the grave. And there we go. And no loss in quality. So I feel like that was a good perk to pick up. The ability to drain the blood into fat. It will save us having to build more graves in the future. Well, more amount of graves in the future. Technology, we have 6 and 4, not enough for firewood or stone processing or any of that. Nothing, nope. Nope, nothing there, nothing in theology. Can't do that yet. Let's start chopping that tree, because we do need the wood. Should have enough to actually chop this down. Maybe. Yes, we do. And we got 2 logs. And some wooden sticks. We'll dump the logs in here. Then we'll be able to make a couple more gravestones, possibly. We'll have to see. Depends on how many nails we get out of the things down in the basement. That's a nice early game source of nails for a couple of grave hedges. Or gravestones, not grave hedges. Grave hedges. What even is a grave hedge? I'm not tired, I don't want to sleep. Good enough reasoning. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's go and break this open. We now got flour. This will come in handy. Might as well go and grab the ingredients for it. Or at least some of the ingredients. Go pull water from the well. Get a bucket of water. And then if we move to the hotbar and use, we get 20 water. And now we can start making dough. So let's make some dough. That way we'll be able to go and make some cooked goods in order to increase our stamina. That way we, won't be going to bed all the time. Put them all in there. Let's also put the water in. And the blood. Because that won't be used for any cooking, maybe. So you need 10 sticks for 5 fuel. Or 1 firewood. Oh, and 2 bread. Which is only 4 fuel and 2 dough. That's actually not too bad. But we need some sticks for that. Actually, a fair old number of sticks. We have some honey, we can make muffins. Maybe we don't have pastry dough. A croissant, if we had eggs as well. You can buy eggs, but then again, it also takes more flame. We don't have... Ah, that's right, I meant to... Got a little bit distracted, but we need to keep chopping these for nails. Like that, and also fitch. That's actually quite useful. Saves us having to chop up one of our trees for some fitch. Which I approve of. Means less tree chopping. And also a little bit less energy spent. Here we go, more nails. That's a couple more gravestones, or grave heads. Even more nails. I like that. I approve of that. Actually, technology, what can we get? We could get primitive forging. Be able to make our own nails. Let's get firewood, first off. This firewood is a little bit more, I believe, cost-effective, energy-wise, in the making of baked goods. The energy, we should have enough, but then we won't be able to place it anywhere, but that's okay. Here we go. And then we'll dump the construction materials into this chest. All the fitch. And the wooden sticks. Got 3 certificates. They're not quite enough yet. Although we should have... Oh, Communist Donkey. Why do you do this to me, Communist Donkey? Always when I'm going to sleep. Always. Always. Why can you not wait until now to arrive? I guess the dead wait for none, except for me, because they can't go into the ground without me. I guess the dead kind of wait for me. This one's a little bit better quality, at least percent rotting wise. No, pick them up. Don't just dump them onto the ground. Again, only need to extract the blood. Actually, wonder, can you gain skulls if you extract the fat? You can. I think the number of white skulls is possibly, maybe, the maximum quality the body can give. So that's actually a fairly good discovery. That extracting that, yeah, it gives a +3. That one doesn't need a gravestone. That just boosts by itself. I am pleased with that. In fact, a gravestone will boost that even further, but we're going to make gravestones for the other two first, the ones that aren't as quite as good. Oh look, hello Bishop. Don't worry, we're working on the graveyard. Slowly but surely. But we are working on it. Let's take a quick look and see, what does the chopping place need? That needs wood billets. Alright, let's get that done. Actually, let's do the gravestones first. That way we can improve the quality of the graveyard, which will in turn eventually open up the church, which opens up a lot more things for us, which is good. It is a good thing to open up the church, I feel, because then we can talk to people in town, things like that. In fact, we'll work with the bishop right here. Hello, Bishop, who's looking at himself in the mirror. Yeah, I feel like he's the pride sin. Yeah, this is not the best corpse. Oh well, give it a gravestone. Nothing left for it. At least bring it up a little bit. The lesson learned, extract everything, except for the flesh. Really? Just barely. But the keen-eyed among you may have already noticed, there's only 6 days here. You know, there's the Sun, Mars, Venus, Moon, Saturn, and Jupiter. May not exactly in the correct places where I pointed, but they're there. Mercury isn't, which is also a missing element. And it's also the last of the 7 sins that isn't there. Envy. And so far, each of the major characters that show up on a day, show up on the day roughly according to their sin. So, the bishop, pride, merchant, gluttony, or greed. The actress, maybe lust. The astrologer, sloth. The Inquisition, wrath. Of course, that still leaves envy. Unless I've missed one while I was going through them. Which is quite possible, because I don't have a list of them that I've read down. I'm just going off memory. It's possible that we're envy, or that the world is envy. Or that just the universe is envy. Because the keen-eyed among the viewers who watched my what is of this, I should have known. I really should have known at this point that the Communist Donkey seems to come at the end of the day instead of the start. May have noticed a couple similarities between the two worlds. There is no day 7, as far as I think there's no day 7 in the world that our character comes from. Because the store is called the 23-6. There's also a missing hour. Pull this out. And the cashier's name was Gary, with an A. And I think ours is Gary, with an E. I'm not certain on it. So, he was in our world. And there's only 6 days. So potentially envy is just the universe's envy. Which could possibly make a little bit of sense. There we go, just finish that off. But I don't know. I mean, if you got an idea about it, feel free to tell me. Maybe you're right and I'm wrong. Or we're both wrong. Or we're both right. I mean, either or is possible. And quickly before he decays. Aha. Gotcha. There we go. You got 5. That's actually a nice little payout. And we're getting quite close to actually being a nice graveyard. I'm going to call the episode here, so I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.